iPhone.
Mm.
And look who we have got here.
Hi,
Hello, Ruth.
Mrs. Hi, Gayleen.
Hiya.
It's lovely to see the two of you together. It really is. Gayleen's gone to visit Cathy. And then in March, they've got the third one. So we're going to have the Little Witches Coven in March, aren't we? When you get the three of you, when we get Alicia in it. Yeah. That's what we used to call it, because there was a little time that me and Pam used to do them, and I think we tried to get Sandy in, and we used to say, "Oh, so the witches have all come out tonight." I talked to one of them for 3 years. I don't believe that was a kid on his phone. They're not. You know, the thing is that there's Anna Marie, and you know what I'm saying, ladies, is the fact that we've had a dreadful week. I don't know what your week's been like on you know your page, but I'm just having difficulty getting through to people about who they're talking to, because I spent quite a long time with the lady yesterday morning, and I thought she was fine. Thought she was absolutely fine, and it was a guy that I actually know because, well, I don't know him. He works on submarines. My son works on submarines. And I said to this woman, you know, I said, he's on a submarine at the moment. I said, he's away. Because I thought she understood what she'd been talking to, because we talked for ages about the scammers. And then she just went, well, that's very convenient. I can't talk to him, isn't it? And I thought, she didn't get it, did she? She didn't get it. And then it was like a switch flicked. She turned into a monster. She really did. I was just shocked. I really was. But this is a crime where, you know, and we talk about these people all the time. I mean, heavens, we couldn't put publicly what we say. But you know, this is a crime where people are wiped out and people are very badly affected. This isn't a crime where they confess and they end up saying, oh, well, you know, I only do this because my mother's in hospital and I don't really want to do it. But I've got to pay the bill. And yesterday, a woman came to us and she said, I just want to tell you, I really want to tell you, I've been scammed by this guy who's using Guy Higgins. Fair enough. I'm going to tell you who he is, she said, because he's changed his profile picture to his dog. Fair enough.
God. Yeah.
So then she said, I need to tell you, though, you'll laugh at this one, Gina. I need to tell you, though, she said, he's forced to scam. He's been kidnapped off the street. And this guy kidnaps all these youngsters and he forces them to scam and he beats them if they don't scam. And he starves them. Oh, I said, you believe that, did you? You know. And isn't it just more he said? You know. It actually set me up to see if I qualified to be scammed after 3 years. It finally did a video call. Don't play with scammers. You can't play with them because it's not playing. I mean, you know, if you were in a shopping mall, you know, you two ladies, you're going shopping and there's a gang of boys there. And so, you know, they've got masks on and they come and they sort of knock you down and they steal your purse. You're not going to run after them and say, oh, can I come down with you for a little while and just see what you're doing? So what's the difference in the crime?
There's no difference.
Because the other ones are hiding.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I mean, you get
That's
it.
exactly right.
You.
We get it, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We get it. We get it. Yeah, we've had an interesting interesting 2 weeks, Ruth. As you know, we've had our very first profile come to us that's been used for
Yeah.
scamming.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Nice lady. Yeah, nice lady.
Beautiful, lovely lady. Would you like to talk about Cassie?
Yeah, I went through Facebook and that and found quite a few of her profiles that other people were using. And I think with actually your help, we've managed to get them down, except for one. I'm still looking, but yeah, I'm not having much luck of finding any more. But I know
But
they'll be there, but it's just the name, because I'm not sure what they're using.
yeah, because she doesn't want her name. She doesn't want her full name out there, which we've got to respect.
No,
We've got to respect, and I can understand that, because
yeah.
once
And we
they do
find
get a
that
name,
you found that there was more profiles on Facebook than Instagram, didn't you?
Yeah, I couldn't find any on Instagram. I went right through it, but I couldn't find any.
profiles,
Yeah.
profiles.
There
I
we
hate
go.
those.
Your speciality.
We can have a whinge. We can have a whinge now, because
Yeah.
I don't know whether you know people, but there's different types of profiles that you can get on Facebook. Now, if you see a profile that, when you look at it, it's got a name. So say it's got Frank Billy that I had this morning, which was, so real. But then it's got underneath at Frank.Billy 12345. The at. Now, all of you, every single one of you on Facebook, can actually make 6 completely anonymous, different name, different picture, profiles attached to your Facebook profile. There's no good reason for that other than to scam with. I've got one, Jemima Puddle Duck, and it's still there. They've never taken it down. But there is no good reason for this. So what we've got now is where they would make a fake profile before, now they can make 7. Crazy.
Well,
I know you were finding
So an
a
extra
lot of
one.
Yeah.
An extra one.
So that you can get. So if I went on now with mine or yours on Facebook, you go into your settings on your phone, then you can make 6 others. Now those 6 others can be Gayleen, Alicia, Ruth. They can be Jemima Puddle Duck if you want to be. And why is that? Why is that feature available? Because you either are Ruth, Cathy, or Gayleen, or you're not. And it's wrong. But they are more difficult to. They are more difficult to report away, and I can tell you what I found last week. I had a lady who I said to her, on your Facebook account, I have no idea, Dan Jack. I have absolutely. I'd love to meet whoever thought of this, because it's the most stupid thing that they've ever thought of. And by God, they thought of some stupid things. This is up there. But there was a woman, and I said to her, I said, you've got in a relationship with this guy. You're on your profile so everybody can see it. Oh, she said, I didn't put it there. He did. I said, so he's got access into your account? No. I said, well, he must have done. If he's put relationship status in a relationship with Murillo Mello, he gets me going, he really does. Yeah, I haven't got a clue why they like him. Really don't. I must be just getting old. Because, he's... Never mind. But he had an account. And I've tried a long time to get this. I've tried a couple of weeks to get this done, and I can't. And I think he has made an account off her account, and that's why I can't get it down. because it's been set up in the United Kingdom, so there's nothing suspicious about it. It's been set up in the United Kingdom on her account. So so how about if somebody comes to you and says, "Give me a password for your Facebook account"? Can you think of anything crazier than that?
Well, look what happened to me this week. You know, me personally.
Yeah.
I had my first, everyone, I had my first profile that was stolen from me.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're a cloning virgin. Yeah, and
Yes, I burst my cherry.
yes, you did. But when you went to bed, who sorted it by the time you got up again?
I know. Our darling matriarch.
You see?
But you.
You see, I come in useful for some things, not a lot, but I come in useful for some things. But yeah, so we've got to, I've got Dustin later, and a big thing that Dustin always goes on about is trust and verify. Hi, Dana. And we've got to find out, you two ladies might shed some light on this. And I'm not having a go at anybody, but I'm not a scam victim. So, it's how do scammers manage to take you so far without verifying who you're talking to, so getting you further into the scam? What
Tell Ruth, sorry Ruth, tell Ruth about, we went through my chat and the pictures you saw of me towards the end.
Well, last night. Oh, they were terrible. I felt quite sick seeing all the photos of Cathy, what it actually did to her, and why they put people through so much hurt and everything. Oh, she looked like a wreck.
Oh, that's nice, Cathy. I've come to stay with you. You looked like a wreck.
That was on. That was.
Good on you,
Two are friends,
Gayleen.
believe it or not. These two are friends.
I'm going now.
Hi, Dana.
But
yes, but it's true. And another thing that we need to tell people, which we know because we deal with it every day, is the fact that the scammers don't care.
Oh, they don't.
No.
So when people get to the end of a scam and they want to say to the scammer, "You're horrible, you're whatever," usually a lot stronger than that, but you know what I mean. And they want to vent all this frustration out on the scammer. Scammer doesn't care.
Yes, they don't.
No.
They've got no conscience. They don't give a rat's.
No, they just...
Everyone, they don't give a rat's. All they want is your money, and that's it. They have no conscience whatsoever of your personal problems.
No.
They don't care if you've got to live on bread and water for the next month. They don't care.
Like that. They like, you're right, Golden Girls. They just laugh at you, And also, if you let them know that you're particularly vulnerable, it's, whoa, we've got this one. Because then they can become your best friend, and you can depend on them for everything, while they are sat at the back thinking, she's not very well, this one. She's looking a bit of a wreck now. We've got her, and we can keep her going. And I wish I had $1 for everybody that said to me, I only kept him going because I wanted to get my money back. Yeah.
Big mistake.
It was a good one. Yeah.
Big mistake. And and also when people go back, and they've always got to have the last say, don't do it. Don't do it.
most powerful last say is nothing.
Mm.
Because what they don't like, yes, they do. Men do get scammed. Men get scammed just as much as women, but they won't admit to it. And it's slightly different. It is in a slightly different way. The men like sex, basically, and the promise of a bit more. And you know, women like the more romance and, you know, and one of them told me to forget. He forgets people. Well, you see, they're talking to several at once. They, you know, if you have a room full of scammers, you never got one little boy in his little tiny tatty little blue bedroom. They always blue. They must sell a lot of blue paint over there. And you know, he's sat there and you know, it's not like that. Believe me, it's not like that, because even if they're not in a hotel room, there's a few of them. They are scamming around the world because they are scamming. So you've got these ladies in Australia. We have, you know, the lady that usually comes in Hawaii. You know, I mean, so you've got right across the world.
Yeah.
From you know, so they've got to work these shifts because why would they restrict themselves?
Oh, no. The more victims, the more money.
And
That's what it is, Ruth. The more victims, the more money.
So easy. Yes. I mean, the one thing I like about a scammer is that basically they've got no original thought. So they will, okay. They've got no original thought, so you know, they are working off a script. I had one today who was brilliant, absolutely top of the education list on scammers, because she came to me as a woman who was a United States Marine, and she was an active veteran, and which I thought was clever, you know, and a veteran on active duty, and then she went into thanking me for supporting Israel and how good I had been right across the internet in supporting Israel. And I said, have you forgot that you're scamming as a female US Marine? And it started to get quite abusive after that. I actually enjoyed it. But they've got 10 minutes. But so I want you two ladies to talk. What we hear is horribly the same too often.
We do. And for some reason, I don't know why people, I'm not saying all people, but there is a lot of people that have been in a scam, we've got them out, and then they hop into another one. What is wrong? What is
I've got a theory
wrong
about
with
that.
you? Oh, my God.
You see, I've got a theory about that, Cathy. And that is because they don't believe. I'm going to go back to exactly what I said right at the beginning. That's because they don't believe, or they don't realise who it is that's doing the scamming. So that they have been scammed by this good-looking bloke in the pictures. So next time a good-looking bloke comes to them, they go straight back into it. But they say to the next one, now don't you start asking me for money because I've been scammed before.
I've seen that.
They don't realise that, I'm sorry, I'm going to say as it is, 90-odd% of all scams are out of Nigeria. If you accept that piece of information, you will realise that it doesn't matter whose pictures they use.
No.
Because you always have the same type of person behind it. So next time you get a good-looking man coming to you, I would prefer people to think, oh, it's another one of those scammers, and get rid of it. rather than saying, oh, you look quite nice, but don't you dare scam me because I've been scammed before.
Wouldn't it be wonderful, if you could if you had the ability to turn their camera on without their permission,
No.
and you could see them, and you could see them all lined up in the motel room or in a little room in a house, and they're going, oh my God. Oh,
We've
just
we
little
have had
thought.
it. We have had it. We did, as I say. I wish you'd been around when we used to get the little ones who used to come and think that. I think they actually thought we were scared of them. That used to come on Instagram, and they used to sort of dance and laugh and everything in front of the camera. That's the one that nearly choked himself on his little spliff.
I
But
love that. I love
I
that golden
know.
one
I,
voice.
I
I told them I live in Alcatraz and they believe me.
yeah. I live.
Sorry.
Golden Girl, they ask where you're from and where do you live now. Well, I'm from Timbuktu, but now I live in Timbuktu.
Really?
And the answer to that is, oh yes, that's it. Oh
Oh,
yes,
dear.
they never ever sort of say anything about that,
Yeah.
because they're not interested.
And no,
And
that they don't get our sense of humour.
I think very often they look to see that you have answered, not what you've answered.
Mm.
So when you have sent them an answer, they're not bothered about looking at it because let's face it, they're talking to Semi-Topol or Wally, sat next to them, and they're having the cognac and they're having their smoke, and they've got all of this.
And they're
And
weed.
yeah, so they're just wanting to put your next bit of copy and paste.
Mm.
I mean, if you ever have a conversation with a scammer, try answering why. Nothing else. Why? We've had some great times using Warner's using why. And they will just answer because it's their next bit of answer. But ladies, and we get it a lot. Ladies will tell us that they have been talking and chatting to their scammer. Then they'll show us it, and it's not. It's them chatting, and the scammer saying, "Yeah, all right, yeah, real babe, all right,
Mm. Mm.
Do they have a list of profiles to scam? You mean, yes, they've got lots. Look, you mean different ones? Oh yeah, you can have the same scammer using different profiles, scamming you at the same time. Because I did have one where he answered me on the wrong profile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good one. We had it in Warner's ages ago, and he'd said something, and I answered him in one profile, and he answered me in like the other one, and he disappeared rather quickly. It was really good, but it proves the theory. But ladies, we've I'll go back to what I said before: trust and verify. Why don't people do it at the beginning?
Exactly.
Why do people enjoy it so much that they don't do it at the beginning?
Gayleen and I were having a conversation yesterday about, how it all eventuates, how it starts, and the psychology of it. They're very, very, very good. They know the right questions to ask, and they will. And as you know, Ruth, and everybody else hopefully knows this too, they will ask you all your personal questions because they're grooming you. They want to know your lifestyle. They want to know who's in your life. But they won't tell you much. All they'll tell you is that they're either widowed, divorced, whatever. They've got a couple of kids and they're in the army or they're on the oil rig, whatever. They're in the UN as a doctor, and that's it. That's it. And you're continuously feeding them information.
Yes, and they are keeping now. Now we used to have this thing where we used to follow them quite closely on Telegram, and the list that they compile on you is called a fulls, which is FULLZ. So on your fulls, you get, how old are you, babe? Oh, I'm 102. All right, 102. You know, when's your birthday, babe? Oh, the 32nd of February, right, birthday. Yeah. So they're talking to you sometimes on different days. I'd really like to send you some flowers. Can I have your address? Oh, that's really nice. Yes. So they get your address. So there's your name, there's your address, and there's your date of birth. Very, very easily. And then they even ask you things like, you've got a daughter, what's she called? You've got a dog, what's he called? And so they're building up this information on you. Hi, shortness. And it's very easy for them to get that information because basically when they ask you, tell them. And so we, why can't we get you ladies to be bloody minded? That might be a bit British. It's probably Australian.
No, I totally agree.
As well.
Totally
I just, the guy
agree.
sent me to pay off my debt and he wanted to run a credit report on me. Yeah. Now, crazy age. I just had a guy tell me he'd pay off my debt and he wanted to run a credit report on me. Very common. But he wanted my social security number and driver's license and wanted a copy of it. That's what and they very often will get you to sit with your driver's license with your face. That is so. There is do you have ID Me over there, or is it just America? That's so they can register you on ID Me. So then they can, well, crazy. I tell you what, the woman who got 15 iPhones on her TNT account, I think it's AT&T.
AT&T, yeah.
She did that. She did everything that she was told to do. And she ended up getting 15 iPhones, and the debt then comes to you, not them. And they got the iPhones, sent to somebody else who sent them to somebody else who then sent them to Nigeria. So it never gets to the actual scammer. It goes to the other people. But nobody in the world needs your ID. Nobody. Why would they? Because they trust Glenn. I mean,
people aren't stupid. Sorry, Glenn, but they're not stupid. And no.
They trust. Now, I always said that only nice people are scammed. I'm not nice, so I wasn't scammed. But you get people who are really nice, and they will not see the bad in somebody, even if they've never met them. They will not see the bad in them. I told him I ran his name, but he wouldn't show up on Google, or people find it. Yeah, well, the thing is, he's probably called Frank Billy, Yeah, do you know this one this morning, Frank Billy? Do you know anybody called Frank Billy? I said, nobody in the world knows anybody called Frank Billy. But when you've got a name like Temi Topolawoli, which is my favourite Nigerian, I don't know why, it just is. I think it's funny. You see, they don't know what's our first names and what's our last name. So my name's Ruth Grover. So they will come to me and they will say, good morning, Grover.
Oh my God.
They don't know. I get it all the time. Good morning, Grover. I think stupid. Does Ruth sound like a last name? But if you don't know, then maybe it does. And you see, we get this all the time, Annie Marie. They're not stupid, they're lonely, and they want to believe that somebody's there to talk to them. And I don't agree that talking to somebody by text actually does a lot for your loneliness. In fact, it can possibly make some people feel more lonely because is still not there. You know, so you might texting, like mad. You look up and you're still on your own.
You know, and some people can be in their scam for years.
Oh, yes.
Why?
No,
Why?
I'd be a bit more exacting than that. I mean, we get it 5 years, 7 years. Well, come on, I'd be a bit more demanding than that. You know, there is nobody on this planet that you wouldn't see for 5 or 7 years. You'd have to live on Mars to be not seen for 5 or 7 years, you know? So every month we do a little bit of a reset because we get the same things every month, every day, really. But we've all got to keep going. And yes, to the addiction, we know it's an addiction, don't we? We
The love
know
bombing.
the attention, Oh, Sandy found a great thing the other day. I'll put it. I didn't have time to put it on. She got a great chat GPT thing the other day. And you know, it's the attention. It is what it does to your brain.
Yes.
Because, oh God, I've got another chat in an hour and a half.
You need a gin.
Oh, I know. I fall asleep though. Dustin only starts at 11 o'clock at night. I'll fall asleep. You won't forgive me.
God. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he always says, "Oh, you're all right for 5 o'clock." Oh, yeah, all right then. It's an addiction for me, but I'm not going back to the addiction. I actually, you know, I'm on Twitter quite a lot, and a lot of people say I am 35 days sober. I am 40 days sober. I am 40 days clean. I'd like to do that with scams. I'd like to have a group where you boasted how you kicked your addiction to your scammer, and you said every day, "I'm 14 days scam free," and not go back to them. Because
Don't.
that's got to be worked at. You can't. It doesn't just happen. You just don't think, I've been in a scam for a year. I've lost 20,000. Oh, never mind. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't break off like that. There is an addiction there, and we've got to break that addiction, because an addiction to cocaine is no good for anybody. An addiction to, I don't know. I'm not really good on drugs. What else do you take? Because heroin. Addiction to heroin is not very good for you.
Ice. I don't know. I've never been a druggie.
No, I haven't either.
No. Have you ever been a druggie?
No.
No. You see, I've never even been a smoker. I'm too mean. I wouldn't buy somebody. I'll, set fire to it at the other end and puff my way through it, and that was what happened to me money. No, I'm not. I've never even been a smoker. But
I couldn't even bring my vape.
You what?
I couldn't even bring my vape.
No.
no, well, I
That's
couldn't
all right.
either. No, I mean,
Well, actually, vapes are illegal here in Australia anyway.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're illegal in Australia. You've got to have a prescription to use a vape.
Well, I wish they would.
So guess what I've done? I've fallen back and gone smoking again.
Oh, Gayleen.
I know, it's terrible.
I'm going to tell
I'll
everybody.
have to wait till I get home and get back on the vape again.
Were you there ages though? Well, I'm going to tell everybody a little story about Gayleen, because I've known Gayleen a lot longer than I've known Cathy. Gayleen and I used to.
Here we go. Let's get comfortable on the couch.
Yeah.
Get the cushions. Come on.
Yeah. So Gayleen used to come to us. She used to sit and she used to find fake accounts. She used to come to us late at night for her, And just before she went to sleep, and she'd hand the fake accounts over to me, and we'd report them for her. And we used to chat a little bit. So I used to, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm having a drink, you know, a cuppa, and watching a bit of telly, then I'll go to sleep." So I said to her, "What are you watching? Women Who Kill." Gayleen's late night
You're a sick
unwinding,
puppy.
relaxing television was Women Who Kill, you know.
Oh, Lord.
So I used to laugh.
And snapped.
Yes,
Oh,
snap.
God.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I used to laugh, but I used to tell her I was laughing at her. I mean, I don't do anything behind anybody's back. I used to laugh at her. But yeah, I used to think that was so funny.
Oh, my
You
God.
know, send you to sleep if nothing else. Would keep you awake all night, wouldn't you? Planning what, oh, she did this, or I would have done that a bit different. Yeah. I would stab him in the back, not the front. No, you know. Actually,
Oh, my goodness me. I didn't know about that one, Gayleen.
yes.
There's
She's
a
not
lot
the
you
sweet
don't
little
know.
old grey-haired old lady that she looks. Don't be fooled.
Oh.
Inside there is a heart of a serial killer. So just be
Mhm.
careful. That's all I'm saying. Oh no.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Nobody scam, Gayleen. You know, it's going to be wonderful, actually. As you know, it's our first birthday on
It
the
is.
18th of March. So we decided, what can we do? What can we do? Let's all get together. So Gayleen flew over, and Alicia is flying down on the 8th, 13th. So, and yeah, it's wonderful. We're all going to be here for our first birthday.
I think that's really, really nice. I mean,
It's special.
it is. It is. It's so different when you're actually together. You
Mm,
know, I
mm.
had a wonderful time with Dana.
Dana, yeah.
And the thing was, you know, and you two will be the same. You know, you don't feel
Oh,
like strangers.
no, no, no. You know, and it was funny. Didn't you say yesterday that Kyla and um,
Yeah.
who was it? Kyla and the other Australian lady,
Beryl,
Beryl. Beryl, yeah.
Mm.
She said, you know, we just need to go to Cathy's place, and then all the Australian contingent is here.
they couldn't cope with it all. Couldn't
Well,
cope with you all
actually,
together.
Kyla is coming through, so she's going to call in, which is lovely. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes, she's
oh, it's wonderful. We just got to get you down here, Ruth.
it's just a little bit far, you know.
Well, as you know, my Ali, she's going over to England to live. And so I'll be doing a
Yeah,
yearly trip over to London. So watch out, Hartlepool.
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to come to London, and we have a few days in London. It's what Dana and I did, and we enjoyed it.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, the world is quite big, sadly.
mm, it is. It is, you
Oh,
know, and
I'm sorry
it's
for
such a
you.
shame.
It's
Oh,
not.
that's all right.
It's big and expensive. That's the problem. It was Dana, wasn't it? We had such a good time.
Mm.
We did. We did
And
get
it's such a
thoroughly
long
wet one day,
flight from
but
Australia too.
I
It's
know.
22 hours, you
Yeah,
know, from Australia to London. It's a long
I
flight.
wouldn't be able to move by the time I got there. Um, yeah, and I mean, there was a picture of an airplane, and it was saying, you know, this is the plane they're going to use for the 22 hours, and I'm thinking, oh, I couldn't. I really could. I'd have to be in business class. Sorry,
Mm, mm,
I'd
mm.
have to be laid down in business class. You know, and pay thousands and thousands of dollars for it,
Mm,
which I haven't got.
mm, mm.
So you know, and this is the
Well, as I said,
worst. This is the
yeah.
worst.
Well,
They
as I said,
think all those scammers have all that money. We
Mm.
haven't.
mm,
It's just not
mm.
right. Just not
You know,
right.
it's funny. It's funny when you think about after you've been scammed, and okay, I was different with my outcome, but I was saying to Kayleen yesterday, like I do little things like I save all my $1 and $2 coins, and every time I get $500, I put it straight in the bank. I'm a saver, always have been, and you know, I mean, I don't drink, I don't gamble.
Yeah.
Although I'm taking Gayleen down to the pokies on Friday night. And then we've got to find a bingo place on the weekend. Bad influence, Ruth.
Yes, it is. It is. Now, what you know, you know, Shelley, that's in Warners.
Yeah.
She's a bingo person. She is a bingo
There you
person.
go.
I saw women on reality show talk shows that go to another country to meet their scammer. Yeah. They do that, Annie Marie, and we know that. You see, let's say that one of the big things that is a golden ticket for a scammer is to get an old whitehead. There's 3 of us here. We are perfect old whiteheads. But what happens is, I'm really sorry, babe. I really am sorry. I love you so much, and I don't want to scam you anymore because I do love you so much. And so they talk, and the woman thinks, oh, he loves me, real, he's me 68 and he's 25, but age is just a number. So they get talk round to, come over here and marry me, babe. Come over here and get married. So they do. They will go to Nigeria or Ghana and they will get married. And I had one lady that I always talk about, and I used to talk to her and
All right.
and a daughter, and she, I upset the bloke, so the Nigerian used to send me messages insulting me, and he didn't like me trying to talk her out of it. And I think the more I tried to talk her out of it, the more she went into it. But she went to marry him, and so she married him, and then she went back to the States for all the paperwork and everything. But she had difficulty getting his visa, which I was still so in love with him. So it got to the Christmas, and she went over to Nigeria to have Christmas with him. That's fine, all lovey-dovey. It was so lovely. Her daughter had to go over because he poisoned her. Because he found out that if you are the surviving spouse of an American citizen, and you are going through for citizenship, America will offer the surviving spouse a green card. So he thought, oh, she's dead, I might get it a bit quicker. So he actually poisoned her. And her daughter had to bring her over on a medical flight coming back. And that's absolutely, I have got their picture on my phone. Out of respect, I won't show you it. Well, I'll show you to it later, but I won't publicly. But that is a perfectly true story. And
that's terrible.
It's horrible.
That's all he wanted, and that is all that they do want. And to the lady who said that, hi Jill, you've got, the scammer will confess. He really didn't mean it, and he's so sorry, and everything. He really is very sorry. And he loves her, and he wants to be with her forever. In age is just a number. But it doesn't matter how much they've scammed, they never offer the money back. Which, just surely if they were so sorry about it and they loved them so much, they would want to give all of this money back. And of course they never do, because they're not capable of loving anybody.
And not only that, the money's already gone.
They are, they are totally emotionless. And because They have spent all this time every day with love you, babe, and love you, honey, and you are my queen. You think that you are the most important person in the world to them. Well, you might be at number 7, but you know, it probably goes down to about 85 because on their phone, normally people are numbers.
Mm.
You're not even
That's
a name,
true.
you're a number. So that's why you're honey.
That's true.
That's why you're babe. Because they don't know what your name is anyway. They don't know what your picture is.
That's a very good point, Ruth, because yeah, your scammer will actually call you babe, honey, dear, my queen, whatever. And you think to yourself, why in the hell can't he call me by my real name?
Yeah.
And the reason for that, people, is the fact that he is talking to many victims at the same time, and it's a gateway of him not getting you mixed up with other victims
That's right.
at the same time.
Yeah. You see, if you're talking to somebody, so if Cathy's talking to her scammer, and he suddenly says, "Oh, Ruth, honey, you know what have you eaten?" Cathy says, "Ruth, who's Ruth?" But if he says, "Have you eaten, babe?" You'll say, "Yes, I've had some beans on toast." You know, and a lot of ladies like that. Jane, her daughter forbid her to ever leave the country again. And there was a lot done through not customs, you know, where they tell them so that he would never be allowed in the country. But her daughter, absolutely, I think she took a passport off her, to be honest. And there was a bit of a family do about it. But her daughter was so angry. How close her mum came to losing her life, because if her daughter hadn't been able to go over there, she would have lost her life. It was only because they were a very well-to-do family and they could afford to do it, because otherwise she would have been dead by now. So you know, we've got Dazzling 64. They don't have any feelings for you, and that's the worst thing, because you got scammed because you're nice, because you respond to their you know, or you respond to what they say.
You're right, darling. That's exactly
So what
right.
I do, you know, what I want to say is, and you know, I once said to Cathy, and she knows by now, it doesn't. They're Australia. I'm in England. The ladies in America, and you know what? Dana's in Canada. But do you know what? The scammers are the same people. The scams are the same. The people used in the pictures are the same. You know,
Of course they are.
it is something that happens in every country in the world. Oh, me and her daughter had a good chew over this, Jen. We really did. It's the same in every country in the world, and I will say this with 100% confidence that I am 100% right. If any man comes to you on social media, and that's any of it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, words with friends, anywhere, if any man comes to you and he's nice and friendly, it will be fake. Because real men don't do it. Real young girls don't look through Facebook and see somebody of 72 and think, oh, he's nice. And we've got to get that through to people, that it doesn't matter who comes to you. It's always going to be a scam.
Remember this, everyone.
There you are. You see?
Yeah.
They don't mess about down under. They don't mess about down under. Yeah.
We don't. I'm going to let you go so you can have a bit of a reprieve. But 2 weeks' time, how long before Alicia gets here?
13th. Even I know that.
Yeah, doesn't it? So what's today?
It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, in 2 weeks we'll do this again, and we'll have
Mhm.
the three of us here, the three amigos. How's that?
Well, I called them the three witches, but if you want to call them the three amigos, that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Oh my God! Say goodbye to the matriarch.
Goodbye, Ruth. Thank you.
Goodbye, Gayleen. You have a good day.
Thank you. And have a good sleep.
And Ruth, happy birthday in 2 days' time.
Oh yes, happy birthday.
Yeah. Friday is my
We haven't forgotten.
my birthday.
Yeah, 21 again, aren't you, darling?
The
21
again. The tax just gets a bit bigger every year. That's all. No, I said I wasn't going to have any more birthdays, but I say that every year. But this year, I really mean it, because this year, thanks, Gina, because this year, in 2 days' time, I'll be 69. Now, that sounds bad, but not as bad as my next birthday. I'm 70. You know.
I'll keep quiet on that night.
So, and I don't want to be, well, I do want to be, because, not getting to 70 is worse than getting there, but you know what I mean. Anyway, ladies, you have a good day. I'm going to go and have a drink and get myself ready for, thank you, Jane. And get myself ready for
Dustin,
Mr. Caps.
And as I said, today's video was mainly
Gina Colley, that is cheeky.
Hello, hello from New Zealand. We finally got her on, Ruth.
Where is she?
I
I've got no. I haven't got anybody interesting, well, not any New Zealandish on the bottom.
Oh, really?
I'm just laughing at Gina. No, my feed never ever works properly. Not on here, not on TikTok. It's just it will go up and then it will stop, and then it gives me about 10 minutes, and then it goes up again really fast, and then I see the bottom one. So I've got Gina and Jane, and that's all I can say. But yes, thank you. So
thank you so much, Ruth, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep, you have a good time, ladies.
We will, won't we?
We will. Thank you. Yeah.
Lots of pictures, you two as well.
Yeah, we will. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And bye,
See you in an
Maisie.
hour. Bye.
Okay, bye.